you guys. So today we're going to be looking at TikTok. I just got fired story time. So story time on how I got fired from a job and 2 weeks later everybody at that job got fired. So y'all, in the beginning of the year, I was having a really hard time. Like, I wasn't happy at the job I was at. I wasn't happy with my relationship, and I was not. It was just a lot going on. I ended up quitting my good paying job on a fucking whim. I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I was out of work damn near the whole summer. Out of work, and I'm like, you know what? I need to just get like a regular job, and then I'll figure out shit afterwards. So, this was a gym that I was working at in Philly. And the first day I interviewed for this job, I kid you not, I came in to the front desk. The front desk associate did not even speak to me. She barely looked at me, and that was it. I'm like, that's abnormal. I've worked for this gym before. I know you're supposed to greet everybody who walk in the door. So I go up to her. I'm like, hey, I'm here for an interview. She's like, oh, okay, let me get the manager. Goes to get the manager. Manager proceeds to interview me, right? Manager's interviewing me. The front desk associate is facing us. We're on the opposite side of the front desk, and you know, front desk people normally face the front. She's paying attention to our interview. I'm like, okay, whatever. Interview goes well. He offers me the job. I take the job. I'm in a job for a little bit, and all the guys at the job are cool. Not so much we having a whole bunch of conversation, or we friends, or we super cool, but they're all like, say hi to me or whatever. All the females at this job don't speak to me. I mean, from the first day, looked at me, got introduced to me, said hi, and that was it. I'm like, okay, you know, not everybody's fucking friendly. I'm not gonna fiend. But then I come to realize that the bitches don't like me. They don't like me because I could be up at this front desk for hours, for like 4 hours, 3 hours in the shift, and they don't say a word. Once again, cool, I'm from New York. I don't speak if I don't have to either. But then when customers are having issues, they keep going to get the manager. And I'm like, you don't need the manager. We could just handle it. They're avoiding me and going straight to the manager. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll handle the problem if I can handle it. If she won't go with the manager, she can't. Basically, I come to realize that they call this man for everything. Like, he's their employee. No bullshit. Then I start to notice that they're comfortable with cursing at him. Like, one of the employees came in and was like, yeah, you better fucking fix that, and walked out the room. And I looked at the manager like, who the fuck is she talking to? I didn't say that. I said, yeah, it's cool for her to talk to you like that. He like, no, that's just how we are, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, all right, you bitch made. But that's okay. You could be that way. As long as she's not talking that way to me, we are all good. So yeah, because I know these bitches don't like me, they always close the gym, and I'm always there for like an extra 2 to 3 hours after my manager leaves. So I will always just chill in the office or whatever. I was told you can't chill in the office no more. You need to be up at the front. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be up at the front, and I want you to look at them cameras. These girls do not speak to me, and I'm okay with that. But they don't like me for some reason. I don't know. So weeks go by, and when I say these girls, like, I really am in between their fucking ass cheeks as a thong, the way they don't like me. I would see them whenever they would come in to their shift, and they would literally look at me and look away. And I'm just like, I don't understand why you even checking in my direction, ho. You feel me? I don't check for people I don't like, but that's what's happening. So then there was a whole situation where a homeless person was let into the gym. I had dealt with this before with a person who was clearly on drugs, and I just kept it very professional and very calm and said, hi, yes, no, you cannot go to the bathroom. I apologize. Let me get you some assistance. And I called 911, and she got her assistance. I know how to handle certain situations, but I wasn't at the front desk when this person came in. So the girl who was cursing at the manager lets him go by. He goes to the bathroom. My manager is currently in the bathroom cleaning the bathroom. He comes out in a tizzy and says, who let that homeless guy into the bathroom? And I was at the front desk, but I was behind the second divider, so I'm not checking everybody who comes in. I'm just out front because I'm not allowed to be in office. So I look directly at who let him in. And she go, hold on, don't be calling me bro.
There's enough trouble in the country.
You know, doing what like a teenager would do to deflect the situation. But me, like, if you do something wrong, I'm on your ass. I don't give a fuck. So, but once again, I'm not the person. So he says, why'd you let him in? And he says, oh, he said he went to the last stop on the bus and he just needs to go to the bathroom, so I let him in. And he's like, well, you know, the rule is if they don't have a gym membership, they're not allowed to use the bathroom. And they're like, oh, well, we let the bus drivers come in and go to the bathroom. And my manager's like, well, that's a standing thing. And we know they're coming at the end of their shift. And that's been a thing for years. But other regular people, like, they're not allowed to do that. So after he explains this to them, he looks at all of us and goes, does everybody know that people who do not have a membership are not allowed to go to the bathroom? I quickly say, oh, I knew that. Do y'all know? I know that pissed them off. Then there was another incident. I forgot my keys at work. So I had to come back after my shift was over. And I come back after my shift was over. There's nobody in the front desk. Like, there's nobody there. I go in the back, Tweedledee and Tweedledum is playing on a freaking erase board, which I wouldn't even have a problem with. You could bring the erase board to the front. But nah, y'all in the office chilling. Cool. And what's crazy is, y'all didn't even see that I was coming in here. So that's why I know y'all not even pretending to do y'all job. Like, you could, if you saw somebody come in on the cameras, you can come back, you could come out, you know, play that shit off. But y'all not even paying attention. Then there was another situation where Tweedledee was missing Tweedledum, and I had to stay and close with one of them, and she left early. Like, just, oh yeah, my Uber's here, I gotta go. 30 minutes before the gym was even closed, before all the customers were gone. We closed together for a reason, for like literally safety reasons. The fuck? We're two women, and you're like, all right, no, I'm out. I tell the manager, he said, yeah, sometimes she calls her Uber ahead of time. Fuck is she calling her Uber ahead of time for? Uber show up at every hour. Does she not have a key to close it? Like, what? Then, y'all, it all comes to a head when there was a person who asked for a neck bar, or like the neck cushion to squat with. They asked for it. Before I can even go down to get the bar, Tweedledum is down at my knees, slams the door open. I know her intention was to hit me with this door, but once again, God don't play about me. The door stops immediately before it can hit me. And I look at her, grab the bar, and I stay right where I'm at. I was gonna sit up and let her get it, but I was like, nah, you wanna try and hit me with a door? Oh, nah, I'm gonna stand right here and you're gonna be on your knees and grab what you need to grab. So after she gives the girl the little bar pad, she go, why you so ignorant? I go, how am I ignorant? In what regard? Please explain that to me. Shorty 19 telling me I'm ignorant. Bitch, can you spell ignorant? But anyway, I'm just like, no. I'm ignorant. Run that down for me. Explain yourself. Explain to me how I'm ignorant. Ignorant in what regard? So I proceed to say, ignorant about what? I come in here, I don't bother you, I barely speak to you. How am I ignorant? She's like, that's exactly what I mean. Because I don't want to be your bum-ass friend. I never need to befriend a fucking 19-year-old. Be so for real. You make $10 an hour. Oh, is you cool? So anyway, little bitty bitch shuts down. Okay, I'm like, no, go ahead, speak your piece. Because it seemed like Shorty was finally able to say what her problem was this whole time, because I never had an issue. I'm not intimidated, but I know her. And she shuts down. She stops talking, she stops engaging with me. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Then, after Tweedledee shuts down, Tweedledum gets all hype and is like, where's the manager? Where's the manager? Girl, what the fuck you need a manager for? I wasn't even talking to you. But apparently, one of the patrons heard me call her a white bitch, which after I had a conversation with my manager about how profanity was inappropriate to use, why would I do that? So Tweedledee and Tweedledum get hype as hell and walk out the gym. I'm like, thank God. He comes back in, they come back in. He says I have to leave. I'm like, all right, cool. I was leaving an hour early anyway. But a week goes by, nothing happens, y'all. I get pulled into the office. They said there was an investigation and it was heard that I called somebody that. I'm like, it kind of doesn't make sense that I would call her that when I just had a conversation with my manager about one of them cursing at him. What? They proceed to say we're going to have to terminate you. I'm like, all right, cool, bye. 2 weeks go by and they shut the whole gym down. And I low-key wanted to be petty and start going to the gym and working out at the gym. But I was like, I don't need to do that. Like, I'm closing the chapter. It was stressful. I'm good. But when I say when you move with positivity and maturity and really have your head on straight, it gets under people's skin. You can mind your business, not speak to nobody the whole time, and they still beefing with you. Y'all did all that. Did a whole investigation. And 2 weeks later, Tweedledee Tweedledum, the manager, even the little niggas I fuck with, all out of a job. Boo-hoo. Hate that for them, but God don't play about me. Facts.
Hey guys, so as you are aware, I made a video about how working at Target is absolutely awful and management there are complete bitches. So I literally just got fired. So I went in and, you know, clocked in. I got my device, my walkie and everything ready to start the day. And then one of, you know, the closing team leads or whatever, he goes up to me and goes, "Can I snag you for a second?" So me, I'm like, okay, it's about the video. I'm fired, you know, I don't give a shit. I really don't care to work here because the people here, actually no, the people here are awesome. Actually, like, one of them is not, but majority, everybody's awesome. The management are the ones that are absolutely awful. It's like a clique there where, like, it's corrupt. Basically, they're all friends, and, you know, whatever they do doesn't matter because they're not gonna lose their job. So I get called in and I sit down, and then he's like, "It's been made aware that there was a video that you made on TikTok about Target or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, like, what about it?" He's like, "That's fine, but until..." So in my video, I said that my team lead, he's gay, and then I proceed to say that's fine, but at the end of the day, because, like, he's for the girls, and, you know, I said that's fine. Never was rude or anything about it. But I said at the end of the day, he's still a man talking to a woman this way. That was my point. And then also proceed to say that he was talking shit about me to one of my coworkers who has an autistic daughter, which these are all facts. I'm saying I've been so nice to that daughter, and, like, there's people that are mean as shit to her and talk shit and everything. The point was that I've always been a friend to her, and it was really shitty that the mom of her was talking shit about me to my team lead whenever, you know, I've been nothing but great to them. That's the two main points that apparently they had an issue with that I mentioned in my video. It is public knowledge that she has autism, and it is public knowledge that this man is gay. There's nothing wrong with any of those. I literally have a cousin who's autistic, and I have plenty of gay friends. But they want to flip this around because, you know, it's corrupt as fuck. They need a reason or whatever. So apparently it's harassment and discrimination. I never once ever was hateful towards them. It was literally public knowledge, and I was explaining how I've been friends. I think it might have cut off. I just got a call, but fucking ridiculous. At this point, they're reaching, because never once was I discriminatory. It is public knowledge, and again, I said there's nothing wrong with this. Like, what? We're not allowed to literally talk facts about something? Like, I'm just giving information. Never once said there was anything wrong with it. I said he's a man talking to a woman like this. Like, if you are gay, completely fine, said that. I literally do not care at all. Like, it's none of my business. The point is, if you're for the girl, doesn't mean you can talk to girls like that. At the end of the day, you're still a man. So, I mean, normally I feel like I should be sad, but I actually really don't care. Like, I'm actually kind of relieved because I fucking hate Target. Their policies are bullshit. Their management is bullshit. It's very corrupt. Like, look at the reviews. Coeur d'Alene Target. Like, it is a bad place, and it is disgusting and messy in there. It is so dusty. Like, I have dust allergies, and I'm sneezing all the time. Like, it is awful to work there. People are nasty to you. Like, my point is, do not ever work at Coeur d'Alene Target. Your Target might be different. You know, I'd feel it out and kind of see. Maybe ask the employees what they think. But other than that, Coeur d'Alene Target is not where it's at. So anyways, he proceeds to say that it's discriminatory and harassment. Okay. But yeah, I never named them. So they're reaching this point. I never once said their name. Not illegal. And, you know, if you don't know who I'm talking about because there's no proof, how are you gonna fire me over, you know, allegations? Never once did they discuss, you know, what, you know, my team lead did, how he accused me, how he talked to me. Like, they targeted me, and that's how it's always been. They target the hard workers, and they expect more out of you. Like, I was doing like 200, like 130 to 200 polls, like, by myself for a while until I actually, you know, the video came out and actually said something. But at this point, they're reaching, and I think it's complete bullshit. Anyways, I'm finally free of Target, you know. It sucks that I did get ready for the day, but, you know, now I can actually, I'll go to the aquarium now. Like, I will go have a fun day because now I'm free of Target, and then I'm just gonna go get a job somewhere else that does not expect this much shit for $16 an hour, and on top of that, having so much drama with employees. Not a good or safe place to work if you're like me and stand up for yourself. if you guys want to be walked all over, work at Target. But if not, and if you're like me where you can't handle that shit, like, do not work at Target. Anyways, he basically just said that I was terminated or whatever, and he's like, do you need me to walk you out the door or whatever? I was like, no, like, I'm good. Like, that's so I just turned in my stuff. It said I could not clock out yet because I just clocked in or whatever, so they're gonna fix that or whatever. But I walked my ass right out the door and I'm never looking back. Do better, Target, because this is bullshit.
Okay, the story of how I got fired by my nail girl. I don't normally get my nails done. I haven't got my nails done in years and years, and I just wanted to do them for my 30th birthday and my trip to New York. I wanted to have nails for it to be special, whatever. So my appointment was at 2:30, 1 hour before my babysitter bails. So I'm like scrambling because this girl that I booked with like will charge you if you don't show up. And it was like within that window of like I would get charged because it was only an hour before. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And also I want to get my nails done. So I'm like freaking out. I scramble and find someone to watch my kids, and I am dropping them off, and I'm literally going to be perfectly on time at 2:30. On my way, and she texts me and goes, are you still coming? And I'm like, what do you mean? So I go back and I look at when the appointment was supposed to be, and it was at 2. I literally almost start crying. Like, the mental state I was in, just with everything else that was going on, and like leaving on the trip, like stressed about leaving my kids, packing, all of that, I just felt very frazzled. And this was like the last straw, kind of like of the last thing to like fall apart, kind of. And I really wanted to get them done, and I did not want to get charged, and I was just like so upset because I had done everything I could to get there at 2:30, and it was actually at 2. Anyways, so I audio message her, and I'm like, please take me. Like, I'm so sorry. I explained my whole situation, and I'm like, my babysitter bailed, and I for some reason had it in my mind that it was at 2:30, and I'm so terribly sorry. Like, if there's any way that you can take me, like, I would be so grateful. And anyways, she ends up taking me. She was nice about it too. She was like, oh yeah, I actually have time. Like, that's totally fine. And I was like, thank you. I think she could hear the tears in my voice, honestly. So anyways, I go, she does them. She does an amazing job. I loved them. Like, I thought they were so beautiful, and I was like, I feel so pretty. Like, thank you so much. And so I go on my trip, and then I come back. So about a week later, one of my nails breaks, and I texted her, sent her a picture, and I was like, hey, like, one of my nails broke. Is there a way that I could come in like in the next few days and just get it fixed? And she was like, yeah, totally. I booked that. And so when I show up, someone's in her chair. I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of just like, I'm like waiting like 15 minutes. I'm like, this is weird. I go to check. My appointment is the next day, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? Like, am I okay? I leave, and I come back the next day at the right time. And that shouldn't have been an issue for her though, because like obviously that's not her problem that I came a whole day early. We didn't even talk. Like, I just showed up, saw that someone was there, waited 15 minutes, and then left. Honestly, looked crazy. But I come back the next day. She fixes my nails. 2 of them had broken, so she fixes my nails. And also, they were gel X, and I needed the X part. They were all like extensions because my nails were short when I first like came to her. So I don't know if like that's why they broke more easily. Maybe I'm like hard on my nails. I don't know. But anyways, she fixes them. It's great. And I, this particular day did not get a babysitter. Adam was watching the kids. So I had checked with her. I was like, hey, how long do you think this will take? And she was like, about, you know, however many minutes. And I was like, perfect. So I told Adam, and he was like, great. That's it basically. Like, that's all the time you have because I have to leave and go to some meetings. So, that works out fine. So anyways, he agrees to watch the kids, and I have literally that amount of time. So just some background. I was on a little bit of a time crunch. She finishes my nails. She said, do you want to be a repeat client? And I was like, oh, I totally thought I was already. Yes, like, let's do it. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna need a card to like put on file. It just gets charged when you like don't show up. She normally like, you pay with Venmo. Like, that's how she does her payments. And I had paid with Venmo like previously, and I paid with Venmo for this nail fix appointment. But she needed the card on file, and I was like, yeah, totally, great. I go into my bag to look for my wallet, and it's not with me. It's my gym bag, and I had forgotten to take my wallet and put it in my gym bag. So I'm like, I've got my phone with me. I've tapped to pay. I'm like, is there a way that I can do that? She's like, no, like, I need a physical card. And she said it like that. And I was like, I could tell she was so weirded out. And I also was like, I'm kind of in a hurry. Like, I have to leave because my husband has the kids and he needs to go to work. So like, can I, you know, plug it in online, like on your website? Like, is there another way that we can do this so I can just book the next appointment? And she was like, And I was like, I just don't have like a card with me right now. And I could tell she was so weirded out by this. Like, I could see it in her eyes. I don't know if it was the fact that I like needed to go and I was giving like rushed vibes, or the fact that I didn't have my wallet with me, and like that's so weird. I don't know. She also doesn't have kids. I don't know if that like plays a part in this at all. I was like, right, I don't have a card, so I'm so sorry, I can't give you one. Is there anything else we can do here, you know? And she was like, well, I guess you can just like do like the $25 deposit again when you like go to book like the next appointment. I was like, okay, great, like that's perfect, that sounds great, like I'll do that. So sorry, you know, I don't have my card with me, and I'm totally fine doing that. I leave, and then like a week or two later I go to text her to book, and I'm like, hey, do I just need to like Venmo you the 25 bucks to book the next appointment? And she sends me this text. Okay, she goes, hi, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to take a moment to discuss your recent visits and the services I've been providing. After careful consideration, I believe that the style and approach I offer might not be the best fit for your preferences and needs. I always strive to give my clients the best possible experience, and I feel that it might be in both of our best interests if we part ways at this time. I want to ensure that you receive the exact service you're looking for, and I believe another nail technician might be better suited to meet your expectations. Thank you for understanding, and I wish you all the best moving forward. If you need recommendations for other professionals, please don't hesitate to reach out. What did I do? Her text makes it sound like she thought that I didn't like her work, which is false because I always praised it and I like loved it. So I text back and I'm like, hi, sorry, yes, I totally understand. I just don't know what happened. Like, was it getting the times mixed up the first time or not having my card to put on file at our last appointment? I'd love any of your recommended nail techs in the area. I didn't hear back from her. So I'm like, if I were in her position, this is just my personality, I probably would have been like, hey, you know what? Like, I can't take any new clients right now. I'm so sorry. Like, here's a couple other people's numbers that I feel like are good. Or just let it like phase out. Or I don't know. That's like what I would do, I think, though. But like to say that and then like not answer, like not explain. I'm literally so confused. But anyways, I found someone else that I really like, but I am genuinely still so confused.
Hey guys, friends. So I'm wearing my glasses because I've been crying all day. So a little story time because I've never done a story time. So I went to work today and I got fired because of TikTok. I saw on Friday some girl from a different location that I don't even know viewed my profile because in my office I did my due diligence, whatever that word is, and I blocked everyone just in case because I know there's people out there that love to see you doing bad in your life. But I guess she found me. She doesn't have my phone number. She doesn't know my username, my last name. I really don't know how she found me, but as soon as I saw that she viewed my profile on Friday, I immediately blocked her. But I guess she saved my videos, sent it to the higher end in a different office, and they called me into the room today, told me to delete all my videos when I was on break. I wasn't on company time. I was doing like come with me on my break videos in my car, never showing where I work, the location, the name of where I work, nothing. All they said was, due to HIPAA, we're firing you. And everyone else got time to delete all their shit so they don't get fired. And literally right after I got fired, a mass email went out about a new policy that you cannot do TikToks on company time or on the property or you'll be terminated after I got fired. So honestly, guys, I'm just grateful that I have a support system. I've been putting out my resume and I already have interviews today and tomorrow, so I don't have no doubt. I have a lot of experience. I'm not worried about finding another job. I did like my job just because, you know, I'm comfortable just like everybody else, and it was like literally 5 minutes from my house, so I was able to drop my kids off every day. It just meshed well and worked well with my everyday life. But I'm gonna try and stay positive. I've been crying for like 3 hours straight, so I'm over that now. I'm over that little hump. But anyways, has any of y'all been fired due to TikTok? Someone said I can like get an attorney and stuff, but honestly, I ain't got time or money to go through all that. and I just can't go without a paycheck. So I'm just trying to find another job and focus on that for my kids and my family. But has this happened to any of y'all? I would really like to know what you guys did, or what the process was, or how you felt, because it's just crazy to me that someone literally saved my videos, sent it to them. I blocked them so they can't even find me if they wanted to, and they just can't see me doing good. All I'm trying to do is get a little bit extra cash, views, whatever, for some money for my family. I'm not even TikTok famous. I've never gotten 1 cent from TikTok yet. But yet they had a tattletale on me. And then I'm getting anonymous text messages, guys. It's like crazy. This person snitched on you. Like, nobody has my number. It's just so upsetting, I'm not gonna lie. But I've taken up too much of y'all's time. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, y'all.
Hello. Let me tell you how I just low-key got fired from my job after 2 days of working. But it wasn't my fault at all. The fuck? Let's add in that it's my second day working and I'm already training somebody. So that tells you how good a bitch is. The fuck? Anyway, so, boom. Our drink machines are kind of weird. Like, they don't have, like, an ice thing. Like, they have the ice down here. So, you have to open the thing. And when you open the thing, you can't, like, get the drinks. Like, you can't even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you open the ice, you can't get the drinks because it don't work. I don't know why. So, boom. I'm filling up the one for drive-thru because my best friend's working and she's a little preggy and I don't want her carrying all that heavy-ass ice. Like, bitch, move out the way. I'll do it. I'm the man. So I do that for her, and then I go to check the other one because I'm like, oh, dang, well, I might as well do both of them. So there's this white dude, and then there's the manager, and they're both standing there. So the white dude, he's filling up his drink. I don't know his name. He's filling up his drink, and I'm watching him because I know whenever you open this ice thing, it's going to stop the drink. So I was waiting for him to finish the drink. So I'm sitting there watching him. He finishes it, and I open it. I'm like, does this need any more ice? And then the manager, she's standing right here beside me because I got between them, low-key. And she's like, that was rude as fuck. And I'm like, but he was done filling up his drink. I made sure that he was done. I watched. And then the bitch got in my face after I looked down. So I'm looking down, and I can see the bitch get in my face. And she says, that was rude as fuck, though. Okay. So a bitch like me, I'll give you one chance to disrespect me. Okay? I take my little woosah and walk the fuck away. I didn't say nothing to her after that. I walked the fuck away. So I go to the back, and I know some people back there washing dishes, and I'm like, low-key, this bitch just pissed me off. The fuck? I'm not talking shit about the bitch because there's no need to do all of that. I just said that Ashley just pissed me off. She was being rude. That's it. So we started having a whole different conversation. Okay? And then the bitch walks back there. She's like, I know what you're doing. We're not gonna do that. Huh? She's like, I know you're back here talking shit about me. Baby, I'm not talking shit about you, but I fucking can. Bitch, you sound like you ate a whole fucking pack of cigarettes. You sound like, can I get some? Yeah, that's not funny, but bitch, that's what you sound like. Sound like you smoke Black and Miles every fucking 2 hours, bitch. Get the fuck out my face, bitch. Anyway, so she comes back there talking about some, you're not gonna talk shit about me to my crew and da-da-da-da. I said, I wasn't talking about you. I just said that you made me mad. We're talking about something wholly different right now. The fuck? So she continues on. I was like, I just didn't like the way you got in my face. I felt like that was rude and that aggravated me. So, I mean, I didn't tell them all of that, but that's what you did that pissed me off because, bitch, I did nothing wrong and you corrected me for some shit that I didn't even fucking know. Anyway, so then she continues on. She continues on running her mouth. She's like, oh, I don't have to employ you. She's like, I know you're a very stern person and you don't let anything get past you, but I am too. And da-da-da-da. Like, okay, bitch, cool. No, you think you know me, but you don't. So she's like, I don't have to employ you. What the fuck you think I'm finna do? Beg for this job? So I hit a little, okay. Shrug my fucking shoulders, put my hands up. Okay. Like, what the fuck, bitch? You want me to beg? Fuck no, I don't care. So then she's like, you have an attitude. I can tell by the way your face is and by the way you're moving your hands. Sorry, I can't hide my facial expressions when somebody got me fucked up. I can't, bitch. Anyway, so the bitch keep going back and forth with me. I said, I did nothing wrong. I made sure that his drink was finished before I opened the thing, and then you got in my face. That made me uncomfortable. Bitch, I'm talking to you with a regular fucking tone, okay? She's like, we're not gonna do that. You definitely have an attitude. So then I proceed to say, I don't have an attitude. I'm talking to you very, very calmly and respectfully. I don't understand, like, The fuck? Then she's like, go ahead and clock out for me. You can clock out. Da-da-da. She's threatening me with, you threatening me with the clock out? Oh, did I hear that, bitch? Oh, immediately. Running to the counter, bitch. Fuck out my face. The fuck you mean? I'm walking away. I know the bitch behind me because I see her. And I say, stupid bitch, loud enough for her to hear me. Look back. She's like, yeah, bitch. The fuck? I clock the fuck out. The fuck? And leave. Won't see me again, bitch. You thought that shit was cute, bitch? You think you finna talk to me? It was the fact that I gave you a motherfucking chance and then you went to go follow me, bitch. Then she's gonna talk about some, I gotta add this in here because I forgot she said that. I just now remember. She's talking about some, you're supposed to be up there at the cash register, not back here talking shit to me. Am I wrong or right? I said, sure. You're arguing with me, bitch. You think I'm finna give you validation? Be like, yes, ma'am. You're being fucking rude. I'm not doing that. Hello, I'm gonna say sure. And look at you like, sure. That's what did it for her. Bitch, I don't care. Bitch, suck a dick. Prettier than you anyway. The fuck? You get money off this face, bitch, but you can't. Suck a dick, bitch. I just rewatched that and I do seem mad as fuck. I done took my medicine now. But she did have me fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, what was the point in following me? And it was slow. It's not even like we was busy during all this, so she be overstepping it. I know I'm giving over too much tea, but like the fact that she said I can't talk shit to her fucking coworkers, but she literally does that. You wanna know how I know she talks shit about the rest of the coworkers? You wanna know why? Because she used to talk the shit to me. She used to tell me. So you can do that shit, but I can't. Everybody fucking does the shit, bitch. You're not special just because you're a manager. And the bitch unprofessional as shit. I'm talking about I ain't even had no schedule. I just popped up one day and said I'm working. Like, the bitch ain't got no type of system going on. There ain't nothing like niggas coming in every day talking about they start and she hiring fucking crackheads. Like, the bitch unprofessional as shit. I could do her job better than she could probably fucking do it. But I heard the manager on her ass fucking today, this morning. On her ass because she over-ordered some shit. Bitch, you don't even know how to do your job. Hop off. Hop off. Stop riding. God. Anyway, that concludes. Pretty bitch like me gonna find somewhere else to get some money. And it won't be selling this pussy. Okay?
I got fired from my bartending job like 2 weeks ago, and you guys have absolutely been on me about posting about it, so here it is. I'm sick, so don't mind my voice. So I've been at this job since, I want to say like in late November, early December. So I'd only been there for like 4 months at this point. So it was like early March when I got the message. And I was literally sitting on the toilet and I had a shift scheduled for the next day. And my shifts weekly were usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I never usually worked weekends. But during my interview with my manager, my boss, he said that it's fine that I'm not going to work weekends because he was my family friend. So it was kind of like an exemption sort of thing. He was like, that's fine, you can't work weekends. I couldn't work weekends, mind you, because my boyfriend and I are like an hour and a half away from each other. So I usually only see him on weekends. Like, that's the only time I really have for him. And so it's not like an unusual thing that I wasn't working this upcoming weekend of my shift. You know what I mean? Like, from my Monday, Wednesday, Friday shifts. Like, that's what I worked every week. And it wasn't an unusual thing that I wasn't available for this upcoming weekend. I was told prior to being fired that all the girls needed to start working weekends more because we were better to look at for the customers. This was my first my first instance of looking at the work and being like, this is kind of weird. But I was like, whatever. Because to be fair, like, me and the other girls at the place didn't really work weekends very often. So, like, anyways. So I was sitting on the toilet, literally just, like, scrolling through Reels when I get a message from my manager, sort of. Like, he did all the scheduling and stuff, but he was also my friend. And he sent me a message, and I just thought it was about, like, my upcoming shift. And he said to me, hey, like, I've just gotten told by our bigger manager that I have to take you off the roster because of your availabilities. Like, I'm sorry. I sat there in shock. And I messaged him back and I was like, what do you mean my availabilities? I'm available Monday to Friday every single week. And he messages and he's like, yeah, but it's because of, like, you can't work weekends. Now, the apparently the reason for this was because there was a really big function that weekend, and the big like boss, the owner, he wanted every single worker to be coming to this event. And because I couldn't, he was just like, fire her. Now, I wasn't even asked to come on to this Saturday. If they had messaged me and been like, can you please work this Saturday? Like, we kind of need all the workers. I would have been like, yeah, I guess. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to, but I probably would have. Or if they'd messaged me in advance and been like, hey, like, we need you to start working more weekends, maybe every third weekend, I would have been like, yeah, all right. But I kind of didn't get these sort of warnings. And then the guy I was speaking to is like, how about we just give it 2 weeks and just like see how everything plays out. And now it's been over 2 weeks, so I'm like officially not going back there, which is really sad because I actually quite enjoyed the work and I was friends with everyone there. Like, I'd made some really solid friends, but you know, what can you do? I don't know. And I really liked bartending. If you're over 18 and you want to get into a job, I could not highly recommend bartending enough. Like, it's really good money. But yeah, guys, it's not that much of an interesting story. It was kind of just like miscommunication and stuff. But yeah, that's the reason I was fired.
This is a story time of how my ex-husband got me fired from my 6-figure job on my first day of working there. So a recruiter reaches out to me on LinkedIn and she tells me she's trying to fulfill a remote project manager role, which is the same role I've been looking for forever. But I start fucking laughing because it's the same company that my ex-husband works for. So I'm like, this must be a prank. But I'm like, fuck it. I tell her I'm interested. I go through 5 fucking interviews and I start falling in love with the job. Like, the company seems amazing and now I really want this job. I end up getting the job offer. It's significantly better than my old job and I'm freaking ecstatic. So my ex just gave him a heads up like, hey, got this job. Hope that's okay. I hit send. I'm fucking blocked. He never got the message. I put in my 2 weeks. My 2 weeks go by. Fast forward, it's Monday, 2 days ago, and it's my first day on the job. I freaking love it. Like, everything's going so well. I love everything about the job. I'm so excited. The manager of all of HR calls me and she was like, you're done. Today's your last day. Like, we'll pay you for today, but you're done. Turns out my ex-husband went to HR and told them that we used to be married. She was upset that I never disclosed it. And I told her, you've never had a question on the application that I never filled out, by the way, because you reached out to me. Why would I tell you that? That's like my personal business. Anyway, so I'm fired. I then find out later that our mutual friend told my ex-husband over a week and a half ago that I got this job, and he waited till my first day to bring up a problem to HR and get me fired. He could have told them before because I would have had my old job, but no, he waited till my first day. And so I got fired after 1 day, not because of anything I did wrong, but just because of what he did to me. And let this be your sign to never fucking get married young and always watch your back, because, like, I don't know. I literally cannot make this shit up. I can't believe it. Like, if he would have told them as soon as he found out and he was uncomfortable, then I would have never started the job. I would have had my old job. I would have had a fucking job, but now I don't. So yeah, I'm angry, to say the least. All right, y'all, a couple updates. The only reason I brought this shit to TikTok was because the few lawyers I have been able to get a hold of were like, we don't really know if there's anything that we can do because you're in South Carolina. But now y'all are telling me to lawyer up. Now I'm like, where's my motherfucking lawyer? So I'm working extra hard in that department. Update number 2. Whenever homegirl called me to terminate me, less than a 2-minute phone call, I emailed them and I was like, kind of explaining myself, and I was like, can I get a letter of termination? I haven't heard back. 4 days later, a couple hours ago, they emailed me saying, hey, we got your email. Our legal team will contact you. Your legal team? Why do you have a legal team? You might be thinking, oh my god, they know they fucked up. That's why they have a legal team. No. I just got fired for something I didn't know I could get fired for. Now I'm about to get sued for something I didn't know I could get sued for. I am scared shitless. Those of you who know where I worked for 1 day, keep your mouth shut. We're not going to say anything till we can say something. Those of you asking for an update of why me and my ex were together, I'm also keeping my mouth shut. I will not be yapping about this because I don't know how he can bring me more down from rock bottom, but he will find a way, so I will not be yapping. And then those of you who think I'm not freaking out enough, I am screaming, crying, throwing up. Like, I fucking hate it here. I am jobless. I am so sad. I'm devastated. So, thanks for the love, though.
So I got fired and it was dead ass wrong. So I'm gonna talk about it. I was out of town in Boston. I put my work group chat on Do Not Disturb, but the day before we left, I was like, you know what? I should just check it, see what's going on. I see someone has left the group chat and one of my bosses has removed someone from the group chat. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I text my coworker. She's like, yeah, sorry, I didn't want to text you while you were on vacation, but I got fired. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because there's only 4 employees. And she works a lot more than me. So I'm like, okay, I'm next. She's like, yeah, they made me work all day and then fired me at the very end of the day, which they had already done to one other person that they fired while I worked there. She's like, I don't own a business, but I'm pretty sure it's not how you fire someone. I text them and I'm like, hey, I saw the group chat. Is there something I need to be informed about? They say we'll meet tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, in the morning, because you're not about to play in my face like that. Nope, got the wrong one. You are not gonna make me work all day. And they're like trying to ask me about my trip. Like, let's just cut to the chase. Like, I already talked to I know what's going on. When I said that I had already talked to they were like, oh, we really wish that she wouldn't have reached out. So you wanted to blindside me? You wanted to blindside me. Truly not even listening to what they're saying. I'm busy like trying to get my key off of my key ring to give it back. Like, I'm done. I'm out of here. We don't need to chat. Their reasoning was just that they want to restructure and it's not working. And I'm like pretty sure in order to restructure, you have to have a structure to begin with. Like, it wasn't working because anytime you asked us what things we should do to make things run smoother or make our lives easier, it would never be implemented. You can't change your expectations of your employees without telling them. Otherwise, how are they supposed to know? It's elementary school communication skills. Like, ding dong, we can't read your mind. You obviously thought about this for a while. I would have had a lot more respect for you, or any respect for you, if you would have just said that and gave us notice or time to change. Instead, you've just been pretending like everything's fine. Meanwhile, you know you're gonna fire us all in the back of your head. That's fucked up. We are not the reason why it's not working. We're your employees, will do whatever you say, but instead, like, they're so focused on their other businesses when the first business isn't even running like a well-oiled machine. Perhaps that's why it's not working. They also had the audacity to say to keep this hush. Excuse me? I've never hushed a day in my life, and it's not gonna start today. So prepare to be sick of me, because this is my job now.
Didn't I tell y'all I was gonna get fired? I got fired yesterday. They made me work almost the entirety of my shift and then fired me around 3 o'clock for something I didn't do. So my boss calls me into a meeting on Tuesday and she says that on Friday I clocked in at 9, but I didn't work my first account until like 10:45-ish, which is horseshit because I wouldn't go a whole hour and 45 minutes without touching anything in Epic, because Epic literally tracks everything that you do. And I know that because I've worked with Epic before. After that conversation, she says that she has to pull an Epic report to see when I'm logging into Epic and when I'm rolling around there, you know, working in there. You could see all of that in Epic. You could see all of that. And I know that. Apparently, the Epic report comes back saying that I'm working off the clock. I'm working 15, 7, 9 minutes after lunch, after I clock out for lunch and after I clock out for the day. I'm like, what? I have never. She has stressed this since the very beginning. Like, if you work until 4:35, you have to clock out at 4:35. I can't clock out at 4:30 and then like finish what I have to do and then clock out, because they'll see that. And I know this, and I wouldn't have done that because one time I was cleaning my office on a Sunday, and I don't know, I guess it alerted them. And then the next day she asked me, she was like, hey, yesterday were you on? And I was like, no. And she was like, it says you were on. I was like, I was cleaning my office and I moved my mouse, and that's it. And that was literally it. And it showed that I was on. So why the fuck would I do shit after hours or after lunch knowing that? That was at the very beginning when I first had started. So when they pulled the Epic report, she called me on Thursday to show me. And I'm literally looking into one account. And I'm like, I notated this account at 4:26 or 5:26 my time. So she says, it says you were working in there 15 minutes after. I notated the account at 4:26. Why would I still be in the account 15 minutes later if I'm done with the account? Makes no sense. She was like, if there's something you want to own up to, you should do so now. I said, I'm not going to own up to shit. I didn't do it. I'm not going to own up to it just to make you happy, just because it says it on your fucking report. The fuck? So they called me yesterday at 3 and told me because of the severity of me breaking the rules of not working until later time and working off the clock, that they're going to have to fire me. effective immediately. I'm like, okay. And that's perfectly fine because out of 2 out of 3 jobs that I interviewed for, I got offers. So, bye.
I'm going into my honeymoon thinking I probably am going to be fired by the time I get back. Let's do a story time on how I got fired from my 9 to 5 while on my honeymoon. Yes, you heard that right. And it gets better, so buckle up. Let's rewind back to August of 2023. I'm getting ready for my honeymoon. I'm so excited. We were married 5 months prior, so the honeymoon was very long anticipated. We book our honeymoon months and months in advance, and my company knew about it, all the things. As it got a little closer, my manager's like, hey, what days are you taking off? So I told him the days. We did the calculations and realized that I had accidentally booked 3 days over my PTO that I had left in the year. It was definitely an honest mistake, but if you know anything about planning a trip to Europe, you can't just switch it around. There's planes, there's trains, there's boats. We were going from Greece to Italy all over, and we didn't get trip insurance. So let that be a lesson. Is there anything we could do? I will do unpaid. I will take from next year. I will buy vacation days. Also, I said I will fully work. I was remote, you guys. I had clients in LA, but we worked from home. So I could be taking any emails, any calls, anything, which the company allowed. But all of a sudden, no, being out of the country, no, you need to be in your home territory. Went back and forth for a month leading up to my honeymoon. It was the most stressful month of my life trying to figure this out. He would leave every phone call saying, we'll make something work. We'll make something work. Up until the day before I left. Basically, get this email. If you're not back by X day, we'll take that as your resignation. And I'll take that as your resignation. I typed out, I am not resigning. I cannot move my trip. I will be at work those days. Basically just trying to make my life really difficult. And if anyone was wondering, this is not a company that was very strict on PTO. There was times where we didn't even put our PTO in. We just kind of put it on the calendar, manually put it into a system. Nobody fact checked. It's it really was not it was never really a big deal. So this was starting to feel a little personal. Life is short, and I'm not gonna let some company stop me from having a once-in-a-lifetime honeymoon, first time in Europe, but I'm not gonna get bullied into canceling my honeymoon. So we go on our honeymoon. We are just living life, having the best time as husband and wives do on their honeymoon. And the day arrives when I'm supposed to be back at work. And let me tell you, I was back at work. I was back on my email, sitting in the Amalfi Coast, back on my email, handling things as a good worker does. And then all of a sudden, it's 11 p.m. my time, because I'm trying to work on, the hours are different. I can't get into my email anymore. I get a text from one of my old coworkers saying, Carrie, what is going on? And I knew immediately. Immediately. She sends me a screenshot of an email my manager sent to our whole entire department saying that I was no longer with the company, effective immediately, blah, 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 blah. So this was news to me. News to me. Nobody reached out. Nobody let me know I'd been fired. Nobody let me know that I no longer worked there. I was just kicked off my email. Mind you, this is the one thing that's really interesting to me. Email my manager sent to our whole entire department saying that I was no longer with the company, effective immediately. Nobody reached out. Nobody let me know I'd been fired. I was just kicked off my email. And mind you, this is the one thing that's really interesting to me. What I think my company was trying to do, had said it in an email prior, is job abandonment. So technically, I believe in California, if you don't show up for work for 3 consecutive days, they can consider that job abandonment. The problem is, it hadn't been 3 days. I was working, and it was only the first day I was supposed to be back. Technically, they needed to wait 2 more days before firing me for job abandonment. No job was abandoned. None. I just wasn't at home on my laptop. I was in a different country, which people have done many times at this job. So I say, you know what? Fine, let's play chess. I'm not gonna do anything until I get back. This was like a Thursday, and I got back Monday. So I'm like, Thursday, Friday, 2 days of work, whatever. I will handle it when I get back. Get back, contact HR. Hey, I can't get into my email. Can someone help me? Oh, it looks like you quit on Wednesday, the whatever. That's interesting. I don't remember quitting. I don't remember putting my notice in. I don't remember doing anything. I just got kicked off my email with nobody contacted me, no manager, no HR, nothing. Story short, I had to get on a call with HR and my ex-manager, and it wasn't very pretty. Tried to claim job abandonment, basically tried to say, we said we would take this as your resignation if you went, but I didn't resign. And listen, honey, everyone in my family is an attorney. Did I take the extra 3 days when technically I wasn't supposed to? Yes. Was I still working? Did I offer to make it work, bend over backwards, do anything? Also, yes. Did I wrongly get fired? In my opinion, absolutely. I talked to the state, talked to unemployment. Thankfully, they recognized that I did not resign. I was indeed fired. So I was able to still get unemployment and figure it out. But plot twist is, this happened in September. I was doing social media and I was planning to go full-time in December anyway, so it's kind of the push I needed. Biggest blessing in disguise. I'm living my best life, so karma.